All right, guys, we're here for one reason, and that's to bring the walk to Fiji. What do you think? What do you think of that intro? Oh,
I
wait, are we
agree.
live? Oh, shoot. All right, ignore that. We're actually here to discuss not season four, season 43, episode four. And maybe we'll throw a couple things in for episode three. Apologies, we weren't here last week. It was a very busy time, especially for Gideon. He graduated last week, so congrats on graduating from college. How's it feel to have a diploma and all that?
I feel nothing.
Do you have the diploma? Is it there? Is it on you?
It's getting mailed to my address in Tennessee, so
Ah, okay.
I have the little thing that says it's coming. I have the thing you pick up at graduation. The what's it called? The fake diploma. I have that
Yeah,
one. The
and that's
official one's
really.
being mailed.
I prefer the fake one personally.
Well, the fake one has the fancy little writing in the
Right.
case. So
Yeah. This is your first episode on the show with your new setup, so looks pretty
yeah, I
cool.
just I just got it set up. I just got the posters in and
Yeah.
all this stuff.
What do you
But
got?
it's
Who's behind you? Among Us? Is that what? Okay.
Among Us, Fortnite, Minecraft, all the gaming posters, and then I have like a little beanbag. And
Yeah.
my you can see what I used to film self tapes peeking out over there for
Where's the buffs?
the buffs are is in the if I move away there.
Okay. Very cool.
Yeah.
Well,
I
yeah. So
still do
Gideon,
have it.
Gideon graduated last week, and I got pretty sick. Got pretty sick last week. I'm like 95% better, but and then I missed the episode last night because I was on my first walk down a red carpet for the first time. Big Netflix premiere. I wasn't in the show, but I was a plus one, so that was fun. But did get to watch the episode. Sorry, not 2 nights ago. 2 nights ago, watched the episode last night finally. So um, let me. Why don't I pull up? Did you have any notes? Maybe we can say real quick what we thought about episode three. Um, I am. I can pull up real quick the our
I don't
fantasy
know.
teams.
I can tell you my big takeaway from episode 3 and this episode as well.
Okay.
It's the same thing. It's
Okay.
like Ellie's stock is just steadily going down and more down and more down and more down. Like the first two episodes, everybody's so high on Ellie, and then for the past two episodes, her game is being torn to shreds. And the worst part is she doesn't even know it. But like the stuff with Gabler and all that, it's going more and more down. So
Yes.
would not be surprised if Ellie goes next. Honestly,
Yeah. I mean, so Nika went home, and then of course we had Lindsay go home this current episode, which we'll talk about. I am getting my hindquarters, part of my French, kicked so far. Um, but to be fair, I oh no, I guess I was crushing you pretty hard from last season from the get go. So I feel like honestly, when it comes to the fantasy teams, I feel like um, the pre merge is honestly more important, unless it's close. I feel like if one side dominates the pre merge, which it seems like you're kind of doing, um, really tough chance of winning. But you know what's interesting about I'm looking at the teams. To those who aren't only listening on audio, you won't be able to see the screen. But I have our teams up, our fantasy teams. Um, tell me what you think about this because I was looking at this when I was making this graphic last night. I feel so. You see the middle X's, the Lindsay, Nika, Justine X's.
mm-hmm.
Um, I feel like I am almost 100% confident that the winner is going to be to the left of that. It's gonna be either Owen, Carla, Jesse, Ellie, Sammy, Noel, or Cody. I don't think the people on the right have any chance of winning.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't give anybody on the right side much of a shot. I don't know what the chat thinks, but I don't.
Yeah, if there was one person from the right that you think had a chance of winning, who would you say? And for those who can't see, you have James, Gabler, Gio, Ryan, Janine, Dwight, and Cassidy. Oh man, my voice is really. I don't know what's happening, but go ahead. Any of the? Yeah, we'll pick
James.
one.
James, if I had to pick one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'd probably agree. I would have said Gio after episode 3, but his stock to me fell the more than anybody this episode 4. Gio to me is almost I think at the bottom of the whole show right now.
Yeah, I mean if Lauren, is that her name? Lauren? I don't know. I'm terrible with names.
Which one?
Lindsay. Oh, if Lindsay didn't self-destruct, Gio would have went home.
Yeah. I also have been kind of liking the edit they've been giving Noelle. Low key, dark horse to win though. Like I don't think Cody's gonna win. I think he's getting way too much screen time. Sammy, I feel like can flame out. Jesse, and Owen, I feel like are gonna be those Ricard Devons, get pretty far, but not quite make it if I had to guess. But low key, Noelle is getting somewhat of a winner's-esque edit thus far to me.
Yeah,
I think Carla though. I'm still riding high on Carla.
I haven't been much of a Carla fan, but this episode is the one episode I actually liked her in. Before, I haven't been like everybody else, all the sheep that are like, oh, I love Carla, she's so awesome, what an icon. No, yeah. I haven't really felt that. But this episode, she was actually funny. She actually made good TV.
She is an icon.
For who?
She's just an icon living.
Okay. I don't see it. I guess I'm... Maybe I'm just not on the same wavelength as everybody else. But, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think she's going to... If she won, I think she would probably lean more towards like an Erica. Not in the sense
which I
that...
can't stand. I'm sorry. I mean... Like,
not in the sense that like I think some people thought Erica was like an undeserving winner or didn't get a great winner's edit.
She is an undeserving winner.
But I think she's going to be more toward Marianne in that I think she's not going to be as prominent or maybe have like a big move. I think her game is going to be a little more subtle. But she's establishing a great social game. Like, because who else is on Coco? I mean, you have James, who she's. I feel like if you ask James who's her number one right now, she would say Carla. If you ask Ryan, when we get to the vote, we're gonna have to talk about it. But Ryan, out of nowhere, voted for Lindsay. I thought he was like this with Gio. I thought they were maybe the tightest two in the whole season. That was completely wrong. The edit really led us astray with that. But if you ask James, Cassidy, and wait, James, Cassidy, who else am I feeling? Janine, is she on Coco? Mm-hmm. No, she's not. James. Oh,
no,
yeah.
It's
if you would ask Cassidy, James.
Yeah, Cassidy,
James, and Ryan, who your number one is, I guarantee they all would say Carla. The only person that wouldn't is Gio, but he's at the bottom. And he's probably going home. So it's like, does it really matter? In fact, it's almost good to be on a tribe where you're number ones with everybody and then have one enemy, because then you have a person to go after. To me, Carla is probably the most locked in. Like, if I had to put $1,000 on guaranteeing one person get to the merge, there's no way Carla's not getting to the merge.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I couldn't see her getting voted out before merge.
Yeah. If you had to pick like one person from each tribe that you'd say guaranteed for merge.
Carla for Baka, or Carla for Coco. For Baka, it's tough because you don't know which way Owen's gonna swing. You know, like
right.
If Owen goes with the guys, then Ellie's out. Like, Ellie has no chance, and then I would say,
right.
Then I would say Sammy and Owen is the best chance. But we don't know which way Owen's gonna swing, like, because in the edit he showed that he showed loyalty to kind of both sides. Like, he blabbed to. Like, he's talked with Gabler about them going through the bags, like all the stuff like that. So you don't really know. I hope Owen doesn't go with the girls personally, because it would be such a sweet revenge for Gabler that Ellie's trying to make him look like such an idiot, and it seems like he doesn't know what's going on, which shows that she's pretty socially unaware.
Right.
And then he gets her with his idol. If I was Owen, I would be like, oh, Gabler has an idol. I might want to side with them, but who knows? And then for Vesey, I'd say
It's got to be either
probably-
Cody or Jesse, right?
I was gonna say Jesse.
It's tough, yeah. I agree. Although I really don't see a world where Cody
I don't see.
goes home.
I hope Noel stays. I hope Vesey stays strong. I mean, they looked pretty good in episode 4 on challenges. They looked once they got rid of NECA. Sorry, NECA, but once they got rid of NECA, it's like the whole kind of dynamic changed. And in the reward challenge, Cody was just carrying them on his back for that one, and then they worked good in the immunity as well.
Just right now realizing first 4 vote outs were women this season. Interesting.
Well, I mean, for Lindsay, she shot herself in the foot, so I don't think that was on purpose. But
Yeah.
the
And
NECA
we'll get
sucked in
to-
challenges. I mean, I don't think
Yeah.
they're targeting the women. I just think those women in particular aren't doing a good job.
Yeah. The only thing about episode 3 that I wanted to mention is like it did, and I felt a little bit better after episode 4, but the fact that episode 1 was 2 hours, episode 2 was an hour and a half, and then episode 3 was only an hour, it felt rushed because I was comparing it to the first 2. I did like how adaptive of a game Jesse is playing. Like it seems like his tribe is that Bossy. I feel like they are Bessie. I feel like they probably have the most like things are changing all the time. Dynamics are always changing because they've been a tribal the most times. And I feel like Jesse has just been such adaptive of a player. Who would you have given your player of the week episode 3 to?
Man. I'd probably give it to Cody.
Yeah. Oh, what did you think about the bead necklace thing of the last? I feel like they really tried to make it look like because Carla did the bead necklace last week. I feel like the editors really made the bead necklace thing look like it was a huge, like tough thing to do. When really it seemed like it was pretty easy to get everyone's beads. I don't know. We'll have to ask if they ever come on the show, but
I mean, Carla, it looks like she did it within an hour, and then
Yeah.
Cody got it done before Tribal, so it hasn't been too tough. Nobody really put
Also-
up too much of a fight, or nobody was even a little suspect.
yeah. I did like last episode when Jesse and Cody, when James and was it who else went on the steal of vote? Oh, James and Owen basically gave Noel the steal of votes. I think that was really smart because I don't think they needed it, they could come back and empty their bags and be like, "See, I don't have anything." Although nowadays in Survivor, they don't hand
Emptying
you
your bags
things
doesn't
as much anymore. It's like waiting for you back when you get there, but. I did think that was smart. So Nika got blindsided episode, or so she said. It didn't seem like a blindside to us. That was surprising.
I
that
think
she
the
said
only
that.
person that got blindsided was her.
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess I'd have to say Cody if I had to pick someone for last week. Although I'm telling you, man, Carla just. So this episode 4 we had our first non-immunity award, our first like reward. Cody dominated that again. Ryan did too. Ryan wasn't as good at the throwing the bag part, but he was pretty
He was
good.
terrible.
Yeah.
He was bad.
But pretty good at like carrying. Also lifting up the rope thing. Did that really help at all? I feel like that slowed him down. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I did. Yeah, I didn't do anything. Yeah.
I'm surprised no one said anything, but NECA, yes, NECA is how you say her name. Jay, Christian, thanks for joining in. Always good to see you guys in here. Cody, though, killing it with the throws. He needs to try out for the Pittsburgh Pirates. We definitely could use a pitcher. Seems like the Cardinals might need some help in pitching too.
In the
Early
bullpen,
exit,
yeah.
early exit in the playoffs. RIP Albert Pujols. How was that? Moving on. Jeff. Oh, okay. Tell me what you thought of this.
Dick, you're a dick.
How about Jeff saying, at the end when they were like, because they won fish, but they couldn't eat it because there was no fire. And then Jeff was like, "Oh yeah, you can always trade a reward for a previous reward." And I was like, "Wait, has that always been a thing? You can trade a reward for it." He clearly said you can always, as if that had always been a thing. You can always trade a reward. I was like, "Whoa, is that?"
Maybe
that in the
it's
rule
a
book?
rule. Maybe it's a rule for the new era, and we just
has to be.
didn't know it.
Because I have never ever seen that. I've seen people trade rewards for other
I would
things,
have.
but-
I would have been like, if I could trade for any reward, I would have taken the Jack and Jill reward from season 23.
Which one was that? I forget.
The one where Coach watched Jack and Jill with Sophie
Oh
and
yeah,
Albert.
yeah, of course.
That one?
Well, did he mean any reward previously? He had to mean any reward previously in that season, right?
Who knows if it's always, if you can always trade for a previous reward. I mean,
Well, and then what happens in episode 1 when there is no? You just have to accept the reward, or what if you win a reward in at the finale? You could be like, I want that one from episode 2 instead. Is to me this is a big deal. I mean this is. It was kind of like glossed over in the episode,
I feel
but their
like
reaction was like, "Oh,
they
yeah."
just did it. I feel like they just did it because they didn't have flint, so they couldn't cook the freaking fish. So what kind of a reward is that?
I guess, but then
They
they
didn't
won
have
their
fire.
flint. But
Yeah,
then they
but-
won their flint like later that
But the
day.
fish would have gone bad.
I mean, they said fresh fish. How long the fish last? I'm not a fish expert, I guess, but I don't know. Or couldn't they say deliver it when we have flints? I don't know. Whatever. What was I typed up a question I wanted to ask you.
It was funny though because Cody wanted to eat that crap raw. He was like, let's just eat the fish raw. And Noah was like, no, we're not eating raw fish, Cody.
I was gonna ask the part where they had to they got to take from a tribe. I think it was smart. I actually liked. I was responding to Jay saying I remember them trading for, like they win a reward and say, "Hey Jeff, instead of this, can we get something else?" Like
Negotiation.
negotiations. I know that has happened on Survivor, decent amount of time, especially in the last like 10 years, or 10 seasons rather. But I don't remember Jeff ever saying you can take a reward from this season specifically. I don't know. To me, that was such a random thing. But I did think it was smart to go to Coco because they are the dominant tribe, and you don't want a tight 6. Even though, let's be honest, they weren't going to be a tight 6 at the merge. It's never a tight 6 at the merge. But still, it'd be nice to start laying the seeds for fraction now and taking away stuff from their camp, but not seeming too overbearing by taking the machete was great. And then Cody using his salesman.
He's a
expertise.
salesman. He's a
Yeah.
freaking salesman.
I know, using his sales expertise to, come in asking originally for the machete, but knowing that he didn't want that. I mean, he did want it, but he wanted. Well, also, did they win a machete, or I thought everyone started with a machete? No, I was kind of confused. Did they lose theirs? I thought that was like the one thing you.
No. They had a machete. They just wanted to steal it. They just wanted to steal theirs to get a second.
Okay.
Because Cody was like, it's about the damage you inflict, not what you're getting.
Yeah. And then how about Lindsay? Whenever Cody was like, "We might take your machete," and Lindsay was like, "Well, just so you know, we're going to be seeking revenge," like to his face. I was like, "Oh, okay, Lindsay. I'm excited to see this side of Lindsay play out more as the season goes on." and that's obviously not going to happen. But I thought that was fun. But another thing I liked about this episode, I liked this episode, by the way. I just wanted to throw that out there. But I did like the part where the challenge like itself. I think this was, I mean, it wasn't anything super exciting, but at least it felt kind of new with like you have to knock the things down, carry the blocks, do the puzzle, and the reward too, the walking on the things. It kind of felt somewhat of an old school challenge, but yeah, I always like when they mix it up. You know, I've been complaining about these challenges ever since it started, but don't Gabler was calling out. It was funny whenever they had a piece. He's like, okay, yeah, we got it. I think someone had to look back and be like, shut up, dude.
Yeah.
That was pretty
He
funny.
went, that's it.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on Gabler? So is he what percent chance would you give him to win? Is it 0?
5% chance of Gabler
okay.
winning. But I think Gabler's great TV, and I love how much he pisses off Ellie. Like, it just brings me joy. And I hope he comes out on top in that rivalry. It's so funny. It's so funny how much he grinds her gears just because he's, like, old. I don't know.
I'd say 0, personally. I think there's...
It's funny you say that because he's sitting on an idol, bro. Like, he is safe for the next tribal council. It's funny you give him a 0% chance when he has an idol in his pocket.
0.
0? And he has an idol in his pocket? 0% chance.
0.
That's bold.
But he does make good TV, even though it's like 2 episodes now where it starts off with Gabler. Like, Gabler is the thing that intros us into the episode, and you think there's going to be this clash between him and Ellie, and then it just didn't happen.
Eventually, I think it's all gonna build up to a boiling point at the next tribal council. I think.
Well, unless they merge without, what are they? Are they Baka? Yeah, unless Baka makes it to the merge without any more. Because I mean, I hate to say it, but we're getting how many people usually go home before the merge nowadays? And the
5.
Let's say it's either 4 or 5, or it's either 5 or 6. Let me see. In season 42, there was Jackson, Zach, Mariah, Jenny, Swati, Daniel. So 6. Okay, so we have...
So I had 2 more vote outs.
In theory, we have 2 more vote outs. So, you know, It could be that Baka goes with the 5 they have. Owen, or Sammy and Gabler on one side, just Janine and Ellie on the other side, and then Owen kind of being in the middle position. Now, let me ask, do you think Owen being in the middle position, do you think that's good for Owen's game, or is that, like, would you like to be the swing vote, at least in this part
in this situation, for now, I would want to be the swing vote, but I wouldn't want to hear the aftermath, because then you have one person that's pissed off at you, and you've probably made the merge, and that person wants your head, you know?
Yeah, but if they get rid of Ellie, that person's going to be Janine.
Yeah, right.
And I'm not worried about Janine. I would be worried about Sammy and assuming they
Gabler's not going home, so you think, you know, maybe Sammy's in trouble if the girls are going for the boys.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too worried if I was Owen, and if I was Owen and I went with the girls,
which is weak,
and Gabler played his idol and was safe, then Sammy would go home and Gabler would be Owen's biggest enemy, but he wouldn't have an idol. And honestly, Gabler, to me, from what we've seen, a non-idol having Gabler is not threatening to me. So, and if Owen goes with the guys and votes out Ellie, his biggest rival, his biggest enemy is going to be Janine. So I agree with you in normal circumstances, but I think because of the circumstances of Ellie and Janine's relationship being so top heavy, and because Gabler has an idol, and that's really the only thing keeping him in the game, I think Owen is in a pretty... Long story short, Oh, I think Owen's in a pretty good position. Probably the
We'll see.
highest
It
stock.
looked like in the next episode he finds the beware advantage. That's what it looks like.
Well, he
They're pointing
finds
to it.
is there another one? I mean, what?
Gabler doesn't have a beware advantage.
Oh, he just has an idol.
He has an idol that's only good for the next tribal.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it could be, I don't know. There's a lot of things in play. There's an idol that's good for the next tribal. Bless you. And then there's a
Yeah, I mean Baka's
two-
the tribe that hasn't found it, so
but then Cody and Carla's idols are idols. Right.
yeah.
So there's still an idol for Baka, or
Mm-hmm.
for Baka, yeah, for Baka that needs to be found. And don't forget, Noel still has a steal a vote, or was it
Right.
a steal a vote or an extra vote? It's a
Steal a vote. It's a steal a vote, so that's big.
That's big. That's why I think Noel is like honestly, if I had to pick like top 3 most likely to win for me, Carla number 1, Jesse number 2, and honestly Noel number 3. Which interestingly enough,
Really?
yeah. That's if I had to pick. Yeah, I'm not too high. I think Owen can get far, but I don't think Owen's going to win.
Yeah, me neither. I don't think Owen's gonna win either.
Yeah. So we have okay, so also during the challenge, let's not forget that Dwight interestingly I get why they kicked down the square puzzle, because they were trying to beat the other 2 teams. But why did he kick down the triangle puzzle? Did you notice that?
Because he didn't want them to cheat.
But then they helped the one team.
Yeah, but then Blue could have cheated just by looking.
Well, if they would have helped them right away, I get it. But it seemed like some time had passed. I don't know. It felt weird. It looked like Cody gave a look like, what? Like, why'd you just do that? But whatever. Or was it Cody? Yeah. Right? Is Cody and Dwight? Yeah, they're on the same team. Yes, Vesey. Yeah, that was interesting. But it seemed like the team they wanted to win was right next to them, so they could have seen it. Whereas I don't think the other team would have been able to see I don't know. It was a weird moment, but we have what do you think about that? Has that ever happened before in Survivor history? I was trying to think.
It's definitely happened. Tribes have helped other tribes verbally before.
But after they already won?
Yes.
I guess. Yeah. I mean, I definitely remember it happening in like immunity challenges. I'm sure at some point in 43 seasons it has happened before. But if it's like
I feel like I remember it from somewhere.
Yeah, I'll have to ask Peridium. I'm sure he knows. But like, do you remember? It'd be like, yeah, season 7, episode 4. Come on, guys. But is it just because they want to break up Blue? Is it just because they want the Blue tribe?
Yeah, I mean that's the mentality of Survivor, right? Is when you have, you've gone to tribal twice, the other tribe's gone to tribal once. Blue hasn't even lit their torch, and it's episode 4, and you have that, what's it called, intentional Tandang kind of thing going on, where one tribe is so big and so menacing that the other 2 tribes just come together and wipe that tribe out. And so I think it's actually good for Coco that they went to tribal council and now they're on a quote unquote even playing field with the other tribes, because like we've seen, I mean, in 41 they got out Sydney, Blue tribe. It's just like kind of how it goes, that they try to go for the big, the 2 small people try to go for the big quote unquote Goliath tribe.
Well, and also now the people on Coco know where people's loyalties lie. You don't truly know who you can trust, who's with you, who's against you, until you go to tribal. Now that didn't work out well for Gio, but it proved to James, Cassidy, and Carla that they were a dominant 3. And they also have Ryan, who's just kind of like, I guess they're, I don't know. I don't know what word I want to use here, but I feel like Ryan is kind of like a shield for them. Maybe like I feel like Ryan maybe is like I don't say they're lackey, but like it feels like it feels like what the edit's showing us is they can kind of Ryan is just like theirs. Like they can just wherever they tell him to vote, he'll vote, and at the same time he can protect them by dominating in challenges potentially. And again, like well, I know Jay mentioned this, like Ryan and Gio are besties, but at the same time, Ryan blindsided Gio, right? Did I not? Because Gio was the only one that voted for Cassidy. Gio clearly thought that Ryan was going to also vote for Cassidy, but Ryan voted for Lindsay, which
that was weird.
Ryan,
I don't get that. Yeah.
Well, clearly Ryan was tighter with Carla than he was with Gio because they didn't need Ryan's vote. That's the thing.
We'll probably get those answers at the beginning of next episode, but yeah.
They didn't need Ryan's vote to vote out Lindsay.
I mean, they're gonna get back at camp, and Gio's gonna be like, "Thank you guys for saving me." Did
you see the preview for next episode?
No.
He like gets into a big argument with Cassidy, which is weird because he told it was a really weird one because I actually had to rewind and watch it again. I was like, wait, did I see that right? It looks like he yells at Cassidy as if she did something to him. And he's like, oh, you're going to pay for this. I'm like, how are you going to pay for this? You're outnumbered 4-1. I was like, what can you do? And you don't have an idol. So I don't know. I know that Gio and Ryan seemed close from the edit. And I'm sure they are close, like on a friendship level. But clearly Ryan feels more safer. Clearly Ryan saw, okay, I could go with Gio, who I'm closer with, or I could go with James, Carla, and Cassidy. And he probably saw, I'd rather be in the majority alliance than be in alliance with one other guy, a friend or not. So I don't know. So you agree? So obviously Gio is the bottom stock, possibly of everybody, but definitely on Coco.
Probably everybody, because Coco will probably. I think Coco might go to tribal council again.
Could be. Vessi, I mean, clearly Noel is probably Dwight on the bottom. It's kind of like Cody and Jesse versus Dwight and Noel, right? But Noel has a steal a vote, but Cody has an idol. So that if they cancel each other out, it's like, okay, then it probably Dwight at the bottom. And then who do you think's at the bottom of Baca? It's gotta be like kind of a tie between Janine and Sammy, right? And I only say Sammy because if Owen sides with the girls, he's going home.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for the idol. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, tie between Janine and Sammy. Yeah, sure.
If it wasn't for the idol. But so Lindsay completely imploded this episode. What happened?
Paranoia.
Like she's a super fan, right?
That's the problem though. When you're a super fan, you want to double make sure that you're not going home. But to people who are chill, which is everybody else on your tribe, that looks like you're hard to work with.
I would have said maybe it's smarter to keep Lindsay for one more episode and vote out Gio, but that was before. That was before I realized Ryan was in the majority alliance. Now it makes total sense. So clearly they knew, because when Gio only got one vote, that was Lindsay's, and then Cassidy got one vote, that was Gio's. When they noticed that the rest of the 3 votes were all on Lindsay, which was, or no, the rest of the 4 votes, right? Sorry, they have 6 left. The rest of the 4 votes were all on Lindsay. It didn't seem like anybody was surprised, anybody from the majority alliance, that there was 4 votes on Lindsay, which means that coming into that tribal, Carla, James, and Cassidy, because they weren't like 4 votes on Lindsay instead of 3, clearly they knew that Ryan was tight with them, if they weren't surprised that he voted with them. So with that being said, it's very clear that, in my mind, voting Lindsay out was the right move because they had Ryan. They didn't have Ryan. I would have been like, maybe get Gio out of there. Although I did think Gio set himself up to be. It's funny, like, him saying like, "Oh, I feel like I'm calling the shots." I'm like, "Yep, he's not lasting long." Anytime an edit shows a player,
And at tribal council, he pulled the Sandra crap. Like, as long as the vote's not on me, I don't care. The vote was on you, Buckaroo. You're just lucky Lindsay shot herself in the foot.
yeah, what an implosion! I mean,
that was hard to watch.
And I truly do feel like what the edit showed us was true, in that it was Gio until Lindsay became ultra paranoid. And it just goes to show you, paranoia, it leads to being perceived as unpredictable. And unpredictability is the worst trait you can have on Survivor, in my opinion.
Paranoia will kill you.
Pretty much. So, too bad, because Lindsay seemed like a good player beforehand.
Yeah, she seems solid.
Kind of like an old school-esque player. So I don't know. Do you think they made the right decision? Would you have, if you were Carla, James, and Cassidy, would you have stuck with Leah?
Yeah, I would have. As soon as Lindsay pulled that crap, like, "Oh, are you sure it's not me? I don't trust you." As soon as she said that, as soon as she said the words, "How do I know I can trust you?" You're gone. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, who? I guess who is your? Wait, I was going to pull up our fantasy teams one more time. I don't know if Coco goes to tribal next week, it's got to be Gio.
Yeah, gotta be. He doesn't do anything in the challenges. He's also not in Alliance. I don't know why he wouldn't go home.
Who do you think would go home if it's Vessi or Baca?
For Vessi, I think Noelle goes home
with her steal a vote.
I think they could somehow convince her not to use it. But if she
no one knows she has it.
But if they convince her to feel safe, I feel like Jesse would be like, we still need to let Noelle feel like she's safe, blah, 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 whatever. But if Noelle plays the steal vote, then Jesse or Cody's in danger in my mind, because Dwight's tight with her.
And I can see.
I think if Vessi goes to tribal, it's going to be a knockdown drag out for sure.
It would be really cool if she uses her steal a vote and then Cody plays his idol, but I don't think Cody's the type to play an idol this early. That's just my opinion. I think he feels super comfortable. I feel like if Vessi even though Jesse was my pre-game winner pick, and I'm still very high on him, probably higher than anybody except Carla, I agree with Jay. I feel like it probably would be I don't agree with Jay. I think it would be Cody going home with an idol if Vessi, because of Noelle's steal.
Which would be super heartbreaking because Cody's great TV, but we'll see.
Yeah. And then Baca.
For Baca, like I said, it's all on Owen, bro. But I would say Ellie, bro. I think Ellie's got a chance of going home. It's either gonna be Ellie or Gabler, right? I mean, or Ellie or Sammy. Sorry, because Gabler. Yeah, Gabler will play as idol. He would be stupid not to.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the other thing too that Jay pointed out. There's a chance if Owen does have a beware advantage, he could.
But Ellie thinks that Gabler doesn't know he can play as idol. She still thinks that. It's 2 episodes and she still thinks it.
Yeah, but that could
there
change.
There are more variables going against the girls than the boys.
True. Okay, who? If you so 2 questions. Who's your player of the week? And then if you had $1,000 to put on one person to win right now, who would you pick?
My player of the week is Cody because of the negotiation at Tribal. and his stock hasn't gone down any, and nobody on Blue Tribe is sticking out to me. Really, sorry, but
Carla, come on.
she's not sticking out to me. What is she doing?
She's the leader of probably the tightest alliance in the entire game.
We'll see. I don't know. It's not really a move to. It wasn't really her move to get out Lindsay, so I don't know why you're riding high on her. Her and James were talking about it together.
I guess,
But,
but it feels like she's the one that brought Ryan in to make it a tight 4.
We'll see. And then if I had to put $1,000 on someone to win right now, oh gosh, I don't know. I don't know about anybody right now. I mean, Carla's up there. Jesse's obviously up there. I got a lot of wild cards on my team. I'm looking at my team. I'm like, everybody is just like, I feel like they're either going to go next or win. So I don't know. I guess Carla. I guess your top 3, Carla, Jesse, or Owen. But,
That's what I like to hear.
yeah, but I don't know. I'd probably still stick with Jesse right now, but we'll see.
Yeah, if I'm going to give I'll give Cody the player of the week. I would say it was pretty
Really? Close. You're getting on me for not taking Carla, and then you're not going to go Carla. Come on now.
Well, it's just the fact that the Cody and Carla were like tied for me for player of the week, but the fact that he was also so dominant in both challenges. Yeah, is why I'm picking Cody. But okay. Carla's a very close second. But I also picked Carla already once. So, but $1,000 to pick someone to win without a shadow of a doubt is Carla. I'm telling you.
Okay.
I'm telling you. It was Sammy's birthday yesterday. Happy birthday to Sammy.
Sammy's chill. He hit the gritty after he won the immunity challenge. Did you notice that?
No, I didn't. That's funny though.
He did. He won the immunity challenge, and he went. I was like, okay, buddy. I was like, when was this filmed? No, I was just like, when was this filmed? I thought the gritty wasn't a thing back then.
Oh, I mean, the gritty started with when Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson were at LSU, which was, what year was that? 2018? Yeah, 2018. So yeah.
I was like, what the frick, Sammy? I don't know. Maybe I'm just now seeing it. I'm not up on the social media trends, I guess.
Well, there you have it. Cool. That was hopefully we won't miss any more episodes this season. It was kind of like a weird circumstance. It was the biggest day in young Gideon's life 2 days ago by far, and then I was deathly sick. No, I wasn't deathly sick, but I was pretty sick. Not COVID. I did test negative for COVID. It might have been COVID last week and then it went away. I don't know, who knows. But yeah, I guess that is all she wrote. Guys, if you're watching this, be sure to like the video. If you like the video, it helps our algorithm. It helps us hit the algorithm, rather. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss these recaps. It's not just us on this channel. Survivor Buffs family is more than just Adam and Gideon. You have Survivor Hot Takes, which usually airs Mondays, sometimes Tuesdays, but usually Mondays before the episode, where they'll kind of recap and then preview the next episode, hosted by Coach Drew and Emily. We also have a couple editors on our channel. We do a clip of the week every Saturday. We do a top 10 list once a month. We do a best of. We have a best of best of Marianne coming up soon of her win in Survivor 42. And our next top 10 coming up soon is going to be the top 10 most epic challenges in Survivor history, which I'm not just saying this to get you guys to subscribe, but it's the top 10 from our channel that I am the most excited for, because I don't think I've ever seen, there's so many Survivor channels nowadays. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do top 10 epic challenges in Survivor history. So I am pretty excited to see that. We have a Twitter that you can go to. The link is in the description for our Twitter. Be sure to follow that. So we update you on all of our videos. And we also have a Discord. Join that so you can hear about the episodes beforehand. Whenever we do interviews with contestants, a lot of times we'll upload them on our Discord early so you get to see. And if you become a member of the channel, you actually get to have the opportunity to sit in on the interviews. So all you got to do is go to our channel's page here on YouTube and click join. It'll be like in the top right corner. You also get a chance to win Survivor buff, Survivor memorabilia. We're still working on getting interviews from Survivor 42. It's just like this one person that has to give us a yes. We have like half the cat, like Mike, Lindsay, Marianne, Romeo. I've been like, they've all been texting me. Chanel, I've texted them all. Just this week, I texted all of those people. Or within the last week, they're all still down to come on. They want to come on. There's just one person from CBS that needs to give us the yes. So Sean, if you're listening to this, give us the yes. But other than that, thank you guys for watching.
Dang it,
for
Sean.
continuing to watch. Did I forget anything, Gideon?
Nope.
All right. Well, I'll oh God, what's that?